of Lagos once again has all roots.
Be the first to know.
CORETV News.
From the north, south, east, west and around Africa, we break the news.
One Nigerian.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CORETV News.
Welcome to CORETV,
a 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you back from the news now. A still whole digest weekend edition of the program. Well, let's go straight right now. The phone lines are open on the show. You can call in. We're going to be discussing the Chibok girls, day 180. Where are the Chibok girls? That's a question on every lip of Nigerians right now. And in December, today, coincidentally, is the International Day of the Girl Child. And this day, according to reports, on December 19, 2011, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution declaring October 11th as the International Day of the Girl Child in an effort to bring, stark recognition to the, universal truth that the girl child's rights has been trampled upon. That's exactly what we're discussing. And now looking at the fact that the Chibok girls have been away for 180, almost 6 months, and they are nowhere to be found. Well, still in the studio with me, Mr. Victor Ohai, who is the public affairs analyst. Thank you for being there again.
Thank you very much.
And they have a Colonel Hassan Stan-Labo, retired. Thank you for being there in the studio. Now let's go straight. Now, where are the Chibok girls? That's the question. Let me start from Victor High. Where are the Chibok girls? That's a question that has been on every lip of Nigeria since they've been abducted in April 14, 2014. Why is it difficult getting them out?
Permit me to just...
Or maybe there's something...
Permit me to just make a reference to a passage of scripture in the Bible where it talks about if you want to get into a strong man's house and all that, the first thing you must do is bind the strong man. If the Chibok girls are held up in a strong man's house, the first thing to do is to bind the strong man. And after you have bound the strong man, then you can proceed to release the captives held by the strong man. Where are the Chibok girls is a question that is in order. But in terms of priority, there is no way you can get Chibok girls without overpowering the people who are in charge of the Chibok girls. And I think we're closer to getting them than ever before because they are in custody of people. First, you must conquer the people who are holding them captive. After you've conquered them, then the next step is to get the girls. If you attempt to go for the girls first, you will lose the girls, you will lose everything. And so, where are the girls? Hopefully, as far as we know, they're still alive. As far as we know, they're still being considered a bargaining chip by, as long as they still have that value to Boko Haram, they will remain alive. That is positive. As long as they won't kill them, as long as they feel that they can use them to trade or to negotiate. It is a sad commentary that up to this moment we haven't been able to do much. But does it mean that government has failed? My answer is no, is not necessarily so. Why do I say so? The Americans bragged, the British bragged, the Australians, they all said they were coming here to help us rescue. When Michelle Obama, displayed Bring Back our girls. You know, I saw the caricature, I'm sorry to say this with all due respect, of bring back our girls. American actors bring back our girls. Obama was compelled to act. He sent down his people here. Cameron sent his people here. When they found out they could not perform, they said it will only be intelligence. Okay, no problem, give us intelligence. You need intelligence to do it. They have superior intelligence. They said our people were saying that they didn't have any intelligence. They came here, and whether people are saying it or not, read my lips, the Americans failed. The British failed. We have done far better than them. If you look at what is happening in Syria today and Iraq, the ISIL issue, Obama himself said they would need 6 months to 1 year to train people that can face this matter, and that they must be prepared for a 10-year battle. We expect our government to do something overnight. They are our government. They have to. It is our job to request for those girls overnight, because even me, if my daughter is here, I know I won't find it funny. So I'm not necessarily saying that government has done enough. If they had done enough, the girls will be here. What I'm saying is, the best is not good enough. We still expect more. But what is happening now is pointing us in the right direction. Capture the strong man, and then you can get the girls.
What do you think, let me come to you, Colonel, what do you think we're not getting right in terms of fighting these insurgents? As it were, he talked about capturing, you know, those which should be fighting then. Now, when we conquer them, then we can now get the girl. What do you think we're not getting right in terms of fighting these insurgents?
Thank you so much, Frank. I want to just give a fresh perspective to what he has said. You know,
as far as I'm concerned, we are not looking for the Chibok girls.
Why do you say so?
Fine, I would explain to you. One, our military already has told us we know where the girls are.
Okay.
Our president has said it. We know where the girls are. The insurgents who are holding the girls as captives have told us, your girls are with us. And they have placed certain conditions on the negotiating table for us. They want us to come negotiate. So as far as I'm concerned, if we are still saying, where are the girls, then something is wrong with us.
Okay.
The issue is, are we ready to negotiate and collect our girls? Or we are still playing with what I hear the president saying, or whatever, that we want to go on an operational, a rescue operation. We now have to weigh the odds. A rescue operation to rescue over 200 girls? Like he said the other time, you think the insurgents are fools? They will gather the 200 girls for you in one place? They are not fools. By now, they must have distributed these girls 10, 10, 5, 5, and all over the place. What rescue operation do you want to carry? And if you're a professional soldier, you know what a rescue operation is? Even the Entebbe raid, where everybody was at the airport, did not succeed 100%.
No, it wasn't 100%.
You can't carry out a rescue operation on these girls. You will not be able to get even 1/10 of them. Take the gentleman's path towards it.
Okay, so
the most important thing is,
you are saying we should negotiate.
We
should
should, yes.
But a lot of people are saying
now. I want to believe. Excuse me, Frank. I want to believe government is already negotiating. I was trying to bring out both pictures.
Okay.
That is the pros and cons of both rescue operation and so on. Those in government are not fools. And I know the military itself, the military high command, the gentlemen who have there are not fools. So what I think is already going on is that we are already negotiating for these girls. But probably government does not want to tell Nigerians that, look, we are negotiating. Because in Nigeria, once you say that, everybody becomes a chief negotiator.
Exactly.
The way we are chief coaches when Nigeria is playing, we tell Keshi who to field and who not to field. Even my grandmother will tell him what to do. I guess government does not want to go into that. But now, what is delaying the negotiation? This is where I want to zero in. And that is why till now, to the best of my own thinking, our girls are not out. I think we have not constituted the right elements in our negotiating team. certain faces, certain individuals that should constitute our negotiating team are probably not on that team. And who are these guys I'm referring to specifically? I want to ask, even though I was reliably told a few days back that Shehu Sani has been drafted into the team.
That's one.
Good.
Yes, that's one.
If he has been drafted into the team, I would say fine. Government is now beginning to reason. Mr. President.
So this right element, you are saying that.
Yes, bring in faces who Boko Haram would have respect for.
Okay, even this Sani Shehu.
That's the president of the Civil Liberties, what's it called? Civil Liberties Organization of Nigeria. Yes, he has an NGO, yes. And it's even the president of the Civil Liberties in Nigeria. Shehu Sani, he's a lawyer.
Okay, so...
Okay, that was the gentleman who led Obasanjo to Boko Haram.
So with
after
this
he left
now,
power.
you think we will begin to get
bring him in, bring in Tijani Ahmed.
Okay.
Okay, and one other gentleman, one other Ahmed something, a Muslim cleric.
Okay.
In the Northeast. 3 of them are individuals who, if they are on that negotiating team, Boko Haram would accord them some respect. Okay. We all know the role Shehu Sani played for them. Okay. He was the one who got their bail in those days when the whole thing started initially and so on. So they have a lot of respect for these people. When such people constitute your negotiating team, and then you go with, you don't start carrying chief of army staff, these are faces they don't want to see. Okay,
let me come to you. Let me hold you there.
So if only we had this right team, by now, I think our girls would have been out.
Okay, let me hold you there. I'll come back to you,
yes, please.
Colonel. Victor Ohai, let me come to you now. What best approach do you think we should be using to rescue, or do you share same light with him? Probably, I know there's an approach we should be using, apart from the fact that he talked about getting some right element.
Yes. You see, that approach is on paper. And for the viewer listening there, it sounds beautiful. But you know something? Ask yourself, can these people be trusted? Let me tell you what my fear is. And I go back to the strongman principle.
Okay.
If, first, what are they asking for that caused negotiations to break down initially? And I don't think they will back down on that one. They want their people back. They want the strongmen you have captured back. And government, I don't know what signal government will be saying, because when these guys go back, they're not going back repenting. They're going back into the trenches.
All right.
Okay? So they want these people, they want to trade off these people for these girls. And the question you want to ask yourself is, what danger are these people? You know? Okay. Each one of these persons can mean 1,000 Nigerian lives will go. They are that dangerous.
Okay.
But if the girls remain in captivity, if you release one girl, would it necessarily save lives? You would have saved one life. But in the process, you would have lost 1,000 lives. Because these are very dangerous elements that government has captured.
Okay.
Okay? There is no guarantee that if you release these people, that they will not go back and capture more. Because they have seen now there is a very strong tool. You understand what I'm saying? So, where we lost it initially was allowing them to take this initiative in the first place.
Yes.
Which that thing should never have happened.
The negotiation.
The capturing of those girls. The day it happened, I knew, oh, we are on our knees.
Yes.
That should never have happened. Now it's like a domestic lion. Once it tastes blood, it can never be the same. They now know the power. You know, tanker drivers never knew the power they had until they went on strike once. And they saw how the nation went on its knees. And now they now know that if you even, policemen even arrest one tanker driver, they will bring this nation on their knees. They discovered the power they never knew they had. That's what Boko Haram have discovered. That with the girls they have captured, sorry, sir, I know you went to it. Yeah. With the girls they have captured, they now know our weak point. You know, it's both emotional, sentimental, and you know, it brought the whole world. It got the whole world, said, I promise you, rescue these girls now without capturing the strong man. Or without destroying the strong man. Rescue these girls. A week or two after, they will capture another 400 girls.
Okay,
and you'll be back.
I'm coming to you.
To square one.
I'm coming to you, Victor.
Yes.
It means that you're saying that, you know, these people, we need to conquer them. Is that what you're saying?
You treat a problem from the root.
Okay,
that's the way I'm looking at it.
Okay.
The girls, for me, the positive thing is they're still alive.
Okay, but the negotiation option, it's not what you're
I'm not saying it's not. No,
May
negotiation, I agree with him about negotiation. But you see, you have to negotiate with people who are reasonable.
Okay.
You have to gauge their reasonableness.
Whether they will not go back to it.
If they are not insane in their reasoning and all that, if they are reasonable people, if they are gentlemen,
right,
who can and will keep, who will honor an agreement, because even among thieves there is honor. But you have to find out is if these are people of honor, if they are men of honor, and things like that you could have tested with previous things that may have happened if they have kept their word.
All right.
If they are men of honor, you can negotiate with them. If they're not, you would have, in fact, I don't know what, in fact, would have been back to square minus 10.
Okay, you want to react?
I really want to respond to Victor. You see, I must be frank with you, Victor. We have passed that stage where we want to play the strong man in the game, or else we'll lose our girls.
Okay.
And just like you rightly said, if only we had avoided these girls being taken away, we could have still been able to say, play the strong man along. Now what we need is enough tact to make sure we get our girls out. Now they have presented certain things on the negotiating table. Okay, they are saying, give us our men. Their men can be categorized into 3 groups. We have their so-called generals, or let me call them the commanders. We have the soldiers, that is the rank and file soldiers, and then we have the friends, family members, and so on. We could start by negotiating, by pushing forth or assuring them that, look, we are going to release all your family members to you. The negotiation could go up to the point where we said, all right, we'll release all the rank and file. And even if at that point they still insist on everybody, personally I would say, release all of them to them. You know why? We have held those men for how long now? What amount of intelligence or information
have you gotten from them?
Do you want from them that you have not gotten till now?
Okay.
Of what value are those men still to you? To me, they have no value. Instead, you are wasting resources on them, feeding them, medical care, and so on. Release these men to them. You must have extracted all what you want to extract from them by way of information to build on your intelligence. Release them to them. They are like cacas.
Okay, Victor, let's even assume this, we come to negotiation table, federal government.
And do not forget, Frank, please.
Table with this. Okay.
Do not forget that when we get to the point of actual negotiation, there would always be a third party that would supervise the entire thing. Whether bringing the International Red Cross, they are noted for things like this. Since these are children, we can bring in Save the Children. It's an international NGO. We have Save the Children US, we have Save the Children Canada as well. We can bring them in. They are noted for things like this. In the Darfur, Save the Children were always assisting us in negotiating. Yes, in negotiating children who have been taken captive by Janjaweed, the Darfur, insurgents, and so on. We always call them in and they help us negotiate and collect these children back. Things like that. These are the sort of international bodies we bring in to negotiate.
Okay, let me go to Victor Ohai now. Let's assume federal government gets to the negotiation table with these people, and just like Hassan Stan-Labo said, we begin to release these people from probably the family members or maybe the right. So the question now would be, do you think we can still win this war if these people are released? And the possibility of the fact that if they are finally released to them, and these girls will be released, but there's this still a kind of a doubt that they may not release all the girls. In your opinion, let's assume we come to a negotiation table. What do you say play out?
I said something earlier about honor and all that. The reason negotiation didn't work in the first place is that they did not accept what he's saying. That's the truth. No. They want it on their own terms. That's why they got those girls. Unfortunately, whatever it is will be on their own terms. You are not in a position to. They have the bargaining chips. You are not in a position to dictate. They have the girls. You have nothing to offer. You understand? And so they can dictate to you. And that's the unfortunate part. I wish it could be as easy as saying, okay, we'll give you your family and friends first, then we'll proceed to the next. Okay? But they have said this is what we want.
That is where the constitution of our team actually matters. That is where now people like Shehu Sani will look at them into the eyes and say, is this how you want to pay me back? Please. Look, okay. That is where the constitution of your team matters.
All right.
People who look at them into the eyes and say, Haba, call their own relations at home and say, please, please, help these people, they are suffering. You bring people who can pull emotions out of them.
Okay.
Suicide bombers and people who behead people, they are emotional.
Let's quickly take this call. Samson from Port Harcourt. Let's take Samson's call from Port Harcourt. Go ahead with the contribution, Samson. Hello? Hello, Samson? Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead with your contribution. Yeah, could you speak up a little bit, Samson? I'm just we're not just, that audio is so low, we're not just getting Samson well there. Please, Samson, do call back.
Well, let me make the point I'm making. Okay. You know, unfortunately, me, I'm very pragmatic.
I don't bringing emotion into it.
No, you see, I said something like this is utopian. This is look like, think, a man whose life doesn't mean anything to him, who will go out there and commit suicide to destroy so many. What emotion does he have? Yeah. Somebody will look at a human being, hold his head like a goat and cut it. Chop it off. You are talking about emotions? Then you come and say, because you are a Shehu Sani, Abba, look me in the face. Do you want to disgrace me?
Okay, interesting.
Mr. Victor, I'm very
interesting. A lot of people have said the Chibok girls, you know, are really the reason why we have not been able to get them out is because we've been politicized by the leading opposition party, APC, and the ruling party, PDP. Do you agree? Do you share this that sentiment?
I think the entire episode has been politicized. Well, thank God for those who have time to go and stay in the rain and in the sun every day. But I feel sorry for those who are jobless, who are going to sit down with people who already have millions of dollars in their bank account, who can afford to sit down there, and who can be ferried to London and America to talk with presidents on account of Chibok girls. You see, for me, some of these sentiments, I like what the media is doing. Keep it on the front burners. Keep reminding us. We keep discussing it all the time. Yeah. But one of the biggest problems we've had is the fact that the politics of opposition in this country is a terrible one.
Okay.
We Americans, when they have a common enemy, they come together. This is a common enemy. But here, we will side with our enemy. We'll hail the enemy. Because it's as long as it will pull down, it's like the proverbial case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Do you understand what I'm saying? It should not be like that. And so, when it's like what we did with Ebola, until post-Ebola. Okay. During Ebola, we're all united, and we've defeated the common enemy.
Madaki calling from Kaduna. Please go ahead and make a contribution. Hello, Madaki. off the volume of your TV set and go ahead with your contribution. Yeah, go ahead, Madaki. Hello? I'm so sorry. There's something wrong with the probably that line this morning. Probably poor network.
Well, we'll keep trying. It would be nice to hear from
the public.
Yeah. But I want to say this, you know, look at what happened with Ebola. That was a common enemy. But that was because that one does not discriminate whether religion or political party.
I'm told he's back now. Hello, Madaki. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Hello, Madaki, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Something's really wrong with it.
Something's really wrong with the audio. Please keep trying again, Madaki. Yes, you were talking about the
Ebola, because he does not know. He said, "Do tribe and talk may differ. In brotherhood we stand." That is what happened in the case of Ebola.
Yes.
But I wish we had that same spirit
in the post-Ebola.
Because even these bombs also, though tribe and talk may differ, the bombs do not discriminate
at all.
You know, it has killed Christians and Muslims, Northerners and Southerners, everybody. So we should put aside chips anyway because we don't want a government in place. Therefore, we keep condemning and siding with the enemy of our enemy and become friends with them. We should stop it. That is one of the bane of what is happening. And that's why we keep condemning the military who are out there trying to save our lives.
Okay, coming to a common ground with the, talking about coming to a common ground with these insurgents at the moment. The federal government, Hassan Stan-Labo talk about negotiation. And then, though you talk about if these people are men of honor, that's another thing there. Coming to a common ground now, what do you think should be the solution now, just to get these girls out?
Well,
6 months into captivity.
Hopefully our arms will soon land.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully. With superior firepower, I know we need diplomacy. You need to fight on all wars, on all fronts. And there's one aspect of the war that has been lacking. And for me, it constitutes 90% of warfare, and that is propaganda. That one is missing. You know, if we can strengthen the propaganda aspect with the new weapons that are coming in, and then we mix it with diplomacy as well, and tact, like you said, we are well on our way.
Okay, finally, Stan-Labo, just give us your parting word. What do you think we should be doing? And looking at the fact that these girls, something must be happening to them now. 6 months, it's not a joke out there.
Whatever it is the government is doing, I will advise them to please quicken the pace. Parents, or let me say Nigerians, can no longer wait anymore. And like he has rightly said, which was something I had wanted to mention, we should up our media operations. Our media operations, like it is now, as far as I'm concerned, the insurgents have a better, far organized media operations than we do. They have a way of getting across to us. And whenever it comes, psychologically hits us bad. You know, how we overcome that, the military should go back and think of what we can do to enhance our media operations fast and quickly. And then, please, I want to advise Nigerians, never you castigate your military. The greatest mistake you can do is to demoralize your military. The greatest mistake you can do as a nation is to make your military feel, look, they can't do it. We must always give them the support they need. More so when you have a trained military like the Nigerian military.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on the show. Hassan Stan-Labo has been on the show with us, retired colonel. Thank you for coming on the show. And Victor Hyde, a public affairs analyst. Thank you for being there.
Thank you for
Well, this is where we hang up the curtain here on the show this morning. Thank you very much for watching. We're sorry we will not be able to pick your calls, but try as much as possible to keep calling. We'll be back tomorrow again. Up next, It's News on the Hour. I am Frank Omalape.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena,
the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
Give me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of our own state and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
the good, bad, ugly and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on CORETV News.